the next thing you should probably understand about wrestling is the very basics of how your wrestler can score points. I'm going to do an entire section on some in-depth stuff on rules and different criteria for scoring and things like that. But this is just going to be a general high-level overview. And also, rules change on a year-to-year basis. So at this point in time, these are the rules that I'm going to be talking about and the points that I'm going to be talking about. So a takedown in wrestling is when we go from the neutral position. Both wrestlers are on their feet in defendable position right here. So a takedown would be, if Corbin right here, he's wrestling, he's super tough. He gets in on a double leg or whatever takedown, and he takes me all the way down to the mat, and he is on top. He has controlled my hips. He's underneath my arms. All right, that's going to be the most basic thing that we're going to talk about right now, and that would be a takedown, going from the neutral position to being in control on top. At this point in time, for the rules, that is a 3-point takedown. The next position would be if I'm on bottom, Corbin's on top, and I'm able to work my way to my feet right here, get an escape, and I get to a defendable position on my feet back in the neutral position. That's what this is called when we're both on our feet, is neutral position. Right here, I got 1-point escape. When you get back to neutral, my position has to be defendable for the ref to award the 1 point. Now, if I'm on top, and Corbin, say he hits an awesome switch right here, right there, he gets behind, he went from the bottom position to the top position, and he's now in control. That's a reversal. That's 2 points, right? Then, if I'm on top and I turn Corbin to where his back, and we're going to talk about all the criteria for near fall, but if I get the ref to count swipes, 2 swipes is going to be 2 points. 3 swipes is 3 points. 4 swipes is 4 points. Again, that's just at this time period. In order for that criteria to be met, Corbin's back needs to break 45 degrees from the mat, and or his shoulders need to be within 4 inches of the mat. That's just the rules as of today. And we're going to get into a lot more criteria of that later. And then the last thing is a pin. If I want to pin Corbin right here, I've got to get both shoulders flat for a count of 2 seconds. So 2 seconds flat, that is going to be what's going to give us a pin. And the pinning zone is not, straight here, is not just right here in the shoulders. It is actually all the way from here to here. Okay, that's the pinning zone. So you could have this portion of the shoulders flat for 2 seconds. That's also a pin. Again, I'm going to dive into rules and things like that a lot later. That's just to get you guys a general overview. So we have our neutral position, both wrestlers on their feet. You can get a score takedown from there. You have one partner on top, one on bottom. If the one escapes to a defendable position, that's 1 point. Going from the bottom to the top is a 2-point reversal. If you're on top and you expose the back for a certain number of counts by the referee, you can earn points for that. That's called near fall. And then, of course, you can pin your opponent. That's the ultimate way to win and show dominance. We pin our opponents. If you get ahead by 10 or 15 points in folk style wrestling, that is a tech fall. You win by technical default. In freestyle wrestling, that's ahead by 10 points. We're also going to build out an entire freestyle section for you. Thank you.